Hey everybody, Thatlowdsg back with another Mustang video, of course, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to remove your stock GT V6 Block 1 bumper and everything you need to know to swap to an 03-04 Cobra bumper, parts, what you need to buy, everything knowledge-wise, sirens, everything you need to know knowledge-wise before you dig into this type of project. Now with the garage door shut, you might be able to hear me just a little bit better. But now I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to take off your front bumper. Due to your own safety regulations, I wouldn't recommend just leaving this like this. Get yourself some jack stands, put them underneath, but to each their own. That way I can get this out of the way, so when I take the bumper off, I won't have any issues smacking it. So. Beautiful. Now I won't have to worry about the car falling on top of me while I'm underneath here, which you won't be under here for very long, so no worry. But you know Mustangs and people, they like to kill. So now what we're gonna do, open your hood. Step number one is taking out the headlights, which luckily on the New Edge car, all you literally have to do is pull out these two little pins located on both sides. The harness just comes right in, comes right out, easy as cake. And then there's a side harness out on the side here. You just kind of gotta wiggle it out. And you don't really gotta use a lot of force. Look at that. See the connections. There's one right here. There's one right here. Step two. Now on the top right here and right here, this will hold the bumper onto the front of the frame of the car. Grab your little small boy. Get either a 9, 32, or a 7 mil. Get this boy out of here. I don't really have it on very tight because I already test fitted the bumper earlier just to make this video a lot smoother. A lot of this stuff isn't even held on correctly, but I did put it back to the spec that you guys would have it, just so it would make everything easy and smooth for you. Guess I'll go ahead and remove this headlight. Step number 3, that is to take off these two little screwy boys that are holding in the grill onto the radiator cover. One of my neighbors taught me this once. Is get a fork, get two of the edges underneath of them, pry at it with every muscle that you got. There should be, I believe, 4 total, but I only have the 2 in holding that. And then there's also supposed to be 1 and 2 up here. Now the next step is removing these brackets that are holding in the bumper, like so. This piece, there's 2 holes on the side, which I'll show you. They just go in, and then these nuts hold it in on the other side. These are held in onto the bumper by these rivets right here. This bracket is broken. This is supposed to be connected to the bumper. So I'll show you once I get this one off and everything, just to clarify. And this one's a little bent, did hit a crowd, so yeah. So what you want to do is get your little small boy, get yourself an 11 mil, or get yourself a 7/16 size, depends on your preference. And then back behind here, behind all this liner crap, there you can see them. See the bracket holding in the bumper right there, 2 nuts holding them in. I'm gonna try to shoot in between this tiny circle. I can get both right there. It's gonna be very difficult to shoot and unscrew these or undo these. I'm gonna try my best. Look at this shot, man. This is a dope shot. There we go. See that? It's not too bad, honestly. Once you get it, you kind of just got the brain. I'll drop this. I'm like an old man under here, man. 19 really hits you differently. Alright, now there's just one more step. Even your grandmother can do it. On both sides right here, there's gonna be a little screw. All you gotta do is get a little Phillips head and get it out and then disconnect it. This holds in from the liner into the bumper. So, I mean, it's super simple. So now, let's get this freaking thing off. Okay, one thing before I take this off, I do need to clarify. These 3 little fins go underneath. You can see there's a hole right here, a hole right here, and a hole right here that these will slide into on both sides. This piece will go underneath this. Next step, make it look like a Mustang. Now Now get used to that view, because if you drive a Mustang, you're gonna hit a crowd eventually, or a curb, or both. Bonus points. Now, if this bash bar doesn't have a styrofoam piece on it, look inside your bumper. You should find it. All you gotta do is pull it right out. It's super easy. You will want to transfer this onto your new bumper. I also forgot to mention the fog light harness. Make sure you unplug that before you take the bumper off, or else you're gonna be like, why is the bumper still on? Literally, it's just push down, pull out. So now, with your lovely bumper removed, safely, carefully, no crowds harmed, neither yourself. The car didn't drop on you because you know you supported it. And by the way, yes, you should chalk off the rear. So now that you have your Cobra bumper, let's test fit it before paint. You should always test fit it before paint, just to make sure if it doesn't fit that you don't spend a lot of money on paint and then you're like, can't even run. I ordered this off late model Resto, along with the bezels, the fog lights, and the harness. I forgot I already plugged in to the back. And then all the hardware, like the mounting brackets, the fender brackets, the screws that will go on top of here, all that crap. The standard grill that was there before, it will not fit on the new bumper, so what you need to do is get yourself a little new panel filler. You literally only need to order this part, and then you can order the pony that will attach to here. So you need to install this before you install the bumper, which it's very simple. Literally just slides right in, over. Well, actually, you want to get your radiator support, slide it over that, line up the holes, and once you've got this lined up to your liking, just get it in there and get yourself a little mallet and just, ain't gonna hurt nothing. Piece of cake. So there you go, now it looks less ugly. A little bit better, and then you can get like a new emblem if you want to run a snake, or if you want to run a different horse, pony, whatever you want. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, is test fitting it on, which this will slide in exactly how you had your other bumper. This will take time. Up top here, these holes will not align anymore, so you will need to drill in new ones, which isn't hard. Your harness, you will now be able to use your factory fog light harness, and I will show you why in just a second. That is the connection for the new fog light, and as you can see, which these wires are already cut. So if you try to plug this into this, they aren't gonna go in. The only one that's gonna go in is this new one right here, like a glove. And if you even want to test this fog light for yourself, make sure it works, all you gotta do is first get this wire unraveled. You're gonna take both in, put it on the ground. There you go, and they're actually really bright. So with these two exposed wires, and this one not working, of course, this will lead you into the option of having to cut into this harness and splicing these two bad boys up, which, I mean, it's not gonna be too scary. I'm gonna have my grandpa help me out with that because he's an electrician. So if he can't do it, then I'm gonna be scared, but he can do anything. I'll show you guys how to cut the wires and splice it up together so you can do it for yourself. But that is what you need to know. So you cannot use your factory harness, but you can. All you gotta do is cut into it and splice up the new wire. And earlier I was talking about the bracket, saying how this one was broken, and you can see the serrated edge right there. This is supposed to be connected to the bumper. You have the tabs that are still connected to the bumper. If you do have one that's like this, you can either plastic weld it or just get a new one like I did. I forgot to mention was make sure that you install your bash bar before you take off on the road, just in case if you do get hit, this will kind of stop any damage to yourself.
The next day.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna continue the video right here because I went out and got a rivet gun. Me and my grandpa did. This one was like 10 bucks. You don't really need some heavy duty one, but I got a spare bracket that I'm gonna show you how the rivet gun works. All right, so then you'll ideally want to get a flat surface. I'm gonna use my leg because I'm kind of stupid. You'll just give it your all that you got. You'll hear it snap. You heard that fall to the floor, and look at that, riveted right through like butter. And this was about 10 bucks. So I mean, this got the job done. If you have any questions, comment down below or message me, because I'm gonna try and go over everything for the swap, because there's not a lot of good YouTube videos out there right now. Now, here will be kind of the most tricky part. Find out with your old setup, or you could just do it by comparing and contrasting on which one will fit on either side of the clips right here. I'm gonna go for the same center one first because then it aligns that one and this one pretty evenly without flexing the actual clip itself, and it seems like the most easiest one to do. And hold it in, get this rivet boy in there. Have like the old one set up as like kind of a diagram. Then I've got the test one, which if anybody really wants these test brackets, they would just have to rivet these or drill these out. If you guys want them, hit me up. I will give them to you guys for the swap, but here we go. Now before I do this though, I do want to make sure that I still can line up. Still want to make sure that you'll line up both sides. Once you do it once, it'll get that feel for it. And then once you get it again, there we go. Once you got that middle one in, it's gonna kind of hold it in and support it. This is my first time using a rivet tool. Always good to get some knowledge. I think for the first crunch though, it'll kind of get it prepared, and then once you go and make that final press, it's ready to munch it down. There we go. Simple as that. Kind of reminds me of like an M1 Grand. Drop your casing on the ground. Now with the brackets on both sides, all you gotta do, align these two holes, so right here and right here, onto this one and this one, which I mean, literally they'll just push straight in. You shouldn't have any issue other than, of course, fighting with it to go in the hole. But I mean, that's with every hole, right? I'm gonna get this on because I've already showed you guys kind of how to put it on earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on there, see what it looks like. Okay, so the bumper's on, and you can see the fitment is very accurate with the fender and the lining and everything. To achieve whatever fitment that you're trying to reach with this bumper, because keep in consideration that this bumper was not designed for the non-Cobra models, so it's not going to be a perfect swap. Nothing will be. Still, we'll need to drill in some holes. You can see once you push it in fully, it will not have a hole in there, and then you can see the factory one when you pull it out a little bit. So with these two, I rested them probably about right here or so. And then this is the bracket that will slide into the hole into the car. So after you've kind of got it slid in a little bit, what I did to make it easier was I added pressure. I pushed onto the bumper on the outside, grabbed one of these, put my hand through here, kind of tightened it down as I was applying pressure. So that created pressure on the outside. That way it would hug fender better, and it was much easier rather than being underneath and kind of fighting with it, because when you don't have these in holding it in, it'll kind of slip out easily. So once you apply the pressure, you know, you're kind of just hugging your new bumper because you spent so much money on it and you're broke and you're eating ramen noodles. I mean, I just did it hand tight, and then I was able to grab the 1/4 inch boy and take it down the rest of the way. As for within this side, a little bit of pushing it in, and then once I get it fully to how I like it, I can make that adjustment. But you can see that this one's pretty flush in, somewhat natural.